Panasonic toughbook CF18 power on. At the moment, no hard drive. I need the adapter. F2. Did I miss it? Yes, I did. One moment, please. Just pause a second. Right, I'm back. I missed F2. At the moment, we've got 512 megabytes. And this one has 256. What you'll see is this cover needs to be removed. And you'll have this plate on here held in by that screw and that screw. When you add the RAM, if you don't remove this cover, it won't fit. This one's got 256, this one's got 512, and I've got a gig stick out of an old machine from decades ago. So I'm just gonna power off, pause this video for a moment, and I'm back. Here's the cover of this one. So the CF and screw nut, I'm just gonna pop the speaker out and bring this one back over. Now look at these numbers here, and then I'll look this up online later on. And can I see the memory IC number? I'll take a photograph and come back. Bring up this one. Again, the one here now is 256. And this one here is 512. So when I put this in, should have 1.5 gigabytes. The sole purpose of getting this machine is to program some old ham radio stuff and old radios. Right, here we go. To catch F2, yes I did, I caught F2, and there we are. We have 1.5 gig RAM. This takes a hard drive adapter, which I'm going to buy an IDE. I did have a load of 160 IDEs. I think I've been there, I don't know, I can't remember. So I got the adapter, and then what I'm thinking is I've got a compact flash card with about 8 gig on it. So I'm going to bash that into it and run a cut down version of Windows 98, and then see if I can get some of my radios to wake up. There it is there. I bought a second one of these and didn't realise it didn't have a battery. So I'm going to open it up and do a battery mod. And then if it works, I'll do this one. Well, there we go. So if you are going to fit RAM in your Panasonic toughbook, there's one guy in the video and he say that you don't need to remove those screws, and then when I'm trying to fit it, it didn't go back on. But I will try again. I'll just pause for a second and come back. Well, actually I was wrong. From where I've left the cover on, it does actually go back into place. What I must have done, I must have put it on the wrong way around. So before I lose this cover, I'll screw it back to the speaker on the other one. What I'm thinking is this one's slightly damaged here, so I'm going to pinch all the bits off each and swap them all over, so I've got the best looking machine. This one's got the pen, the other one with the battery didn't. What I'm thinking of doing is stripping it and painting it the army green, or do I just leave it as it is? Oh, I was doing that with the power on. Shouldn't do that. What you can do with this is, if you pull up to the side, you can actually rotate the screen. So 1 second, I need 3 hands. There you go. So if you slide that and rotate it that way, you can spin it round and then close it. But untangle your pen first. Just get the pen out the way, untangle that. Again, I'll just pause for a moment. Again, just put that in and turn it that way. Spin it round, move the pen, and there we have there. And then you can also lock it in place like that. So you can have it as touch-free tablet. I'm going to test Linux on it, but it's 32 bits. I've got the Linux Mint 32 bits, and then I'll throw that into it later. Again, I've got no hard drive, so I'll run it in test mode and see how it works. And then if everything works as it should, I'll do a second video. So this is the toughbook CF18. You can get the start around £8 starting price online, but they always end up around 12-15 plus the postage. But if you just want something basic to play about with, or old car diagnostic software, and where I can ever pronounce the word really well for that, because they have the old COM ports. That's the reason why I bought it, because I needed COM port. Anyway, I'll try and find my Linux 32, Linux Mint 32, and I'll see how far it goes, because you can run it without the hard drive, but it is a bit slow. But I'll see if it works. But I don't know if the radio software, excuse me, is compatible. Anyway, that's all, folks. I've not done a video for a long time. I know I do some silly things, but will I ever not do silly things? So as I said, what I was going to do was all the best bits, and then I put onto this one, because this has got 512 as standard. And then what I might do is I may just buy a third one to rip to bits, but I may as well just rip to bits the other one that I've got. I've not found any information online whether it's got RAM support under the keyboard, that some machines do. So the one which is 256, I'll look at the chipset numbers and then I'll take it from there and see what's what. Anyway, Panasonic toughbook CF18, adding a bit more RAM. It goes under your speaker. I was wrong, you don't have to remove this piece. Anyway, as I said, that's all, folks. Smell yous later.